Hello and welcome to cryptocurrency. Today we're going to be talking about the Petro, which might be a new altcoin coming up. Before we get into all of that, let's go into a little bit of backstory over here. So since Bitcoin has been rising, it's been a very hot commodity to invest in, but it hasn't really been used that much as a currency that we have seen. But a place that has been using it as a currency a lot is Venezuela, where if you have $10, you are a millionaire. Where they just released the first 100,000 Venezuelan bolivar because inflation is just getting that high. So, with the rise of all of that, Venezuelans are turning to Bitcoin and they're calling it a life saving currency. What we're seeing here is instead of people having to carry bags, literal bags of money around just to do things like buy bread or buy gas, they're using Bitcoin instead. And why is Bitcoin helping with this? Well, the thing about Bitcoin that makes it so great with the current hyperinflation in Venezuela is you don't have to carry around bags of money. That might be really dangerous if, in order to make a very small transaction, you have to have a mass amount of bills. So just picture yourself going from your house and going to the grocery store. Maybe it's like a 10-minute walk from your house, and you have to have like a sack of cash. That's like a huge red target on your back, but it's just so much more streamlined with Bitcoin. It's faster. There's a log of transactions from one wallet to another that you can look at and verify and say, hey, there's no way you can dispute that that transaction did or did not happen. It's just easier to keep track of digitally. I think it's safer. I would much rather just be using my phone to use Bitcoin transactions. It's just more simple. It's just more elegant. And if somebody by chance wanted to donate to someone in Venezuela, they don't have to wire them money and then it'll take a few days in the bank to transfer, or you don't have to physically give them cash. You can just electronically send someone Bitcoin, and that donation couldn't be any easier. And unlike the Venezuelan bolivar, which has been going through a tremendous amount of inflation, Bitcoin is the opposite. It's currently appreciating in value, and unlike the bolivar that can be printed as many times as needed, that's not going to be happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin after 21 million, that's it. Is only going to appreciate in value from here. And that's at the heart of the Venezuelan problem, is that it's so inflated, and so with Bitcoin's deflated currency, it kind of helps balance that out. So with this hyperinflation, the president of Venezuela wants to create his own cryptocurrency called the Petro. Now, why would he want to create his own currency? He wants to back it up with Venezuelan oil, diamond, and other kind of mining stuff that's very rich in Venezuela. It doesn't seem like the Venezuelan government seems very happy with Bitcoin. We have seen people get arrested for mining Bitcoin. This isn't happening anymore. The Venezuelan government now allows people to register with them to see if they're mining Bitcoin. But before, you could get arrested with computer crimes, exchange fraud, financing terrorism, damage to the national electric system, and money laundering just for running maybe an ASIC hardware miner on your computer and mining some Bitcoin. What I think is happening is that making the Petro, the Venezuelan government at least gets a little bit of say in the cryptocurrency that other people are using. And hopefully, by implementing a cryptocurrency by the Venezuelan government, some more trust can be restored in the Venezuelan government, because there's not a lot of trust at the moment as is because of the crazy inflation. Not a lot of people trust the bolivar, not a lot of people trust the Venezuelan government because of this hyperinflation. So what the president is thinking is maybe we can solve this issue by having a new cryptocurrency, except backed by the Venezuelan government and backed by things that are rich in Venezuela, backed by oil, backed by mining. And is this going to work? Well, a lot of people in Venezuela seem to already have a grasp of knowledge of cryptocurrency. Even Dash has been scheduling conferences in Venezuela to teach about cryptocurrency and naturally inclined to dash. But it seems like the predominant cryptocurrency in Venezuela seems to be Bitcoin. So, how will the Venezuelan cryptocurrency, the Petro, succeed? It already has competition against Bitcoin, so something it needs to do is gain more prominence over Bitcoin. So either the government will have to place stricter regulations on the usage of Bitcoin, or there will be more incentives to use the Petro. So I think the biggest hurdle is probably getting over the competition with Bitcoin. But once you get through that, then you also have the issue of, are people in Venezuela going to trust the Petro? And I think that backing it with oil is a smart move. Venezuelans, maybe they can trust oil more so than the government. Um, that doesn't really seem like much, but it could be working in their favor if they want to gain wider acceptance. There's not a lot of information on when it is going to be released, but it does seem like President Maduro does seem pretty dead set on releasing this. So I'm going to be pretty excited, looking forward to seeing what's going to become of this. It's going to be very interesting to see how, because I don't think we have seen this before. Maybe you can leave a comment if you know of an example that I maybe don't. But this is going to be really interesting. A cryptocurrency designed with a certain country in mind, and I think that this is definitely going to be something to look out for in the future. So maybe we can update you with dates once they become available, but in the meantime, keep your eyes open and watch for other great real world examples of how cryptocurrencies change everyday lives. How else do you think cryptocurrencies change everyday lives? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you again on cryptocurrency.